The king of the ring, undefeated lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis has a career worth looking out for. The community agrees that there's hardly anyone like Gervonta. He's just 28 and has made waves in the WBA community as the undefeated champion. With a 28-0 record, the undefeated champion is in a league of his own in the boxing community. Today, we're going to talk about some of his most epic showdowns through the course of his nearly decade-long career. Strap in, it's going to be a wild ride. First up, we have Gervonta Davis versus Jose Pedraza. The showdown between the mighty Jose Pedraza and Davis is what put the boxer on the map. The fight between Gervonta Davis and Jose Pedraza was a highly anticipated matchup, as both fighters were known for their insane skills in the ring. The showdown took place in January 2017, and it was Davis's first defense of his Super Featherweight title. Davis set foot in the ring with one aim: victory. From the start, Davis looked confident and determined, while Pedraza tried to keep the fight at a distance and use his reach advantage. However, Davis's power was too much for Pedraza to handle, and he began to press the action, landing some heavy shots. In the seventh round, Davis unleashed a devastating combination that sent Pedraza crashing to the canvas, and the referee stopped the fight. It was a clinical performance by Davis, and it showed just how dominant he can be when he's on his game. The crowd at the venue was going wild, and it was clear that Davis had made a big statement with his victory over Pedraza. He proved that he was one of the top fighters in the Super Featherweight division, and he left fans clamoring for more of his exciting and explosive fights. And now let's talk Hugo Ruiz and Davis. Game, set, match. Next up, Gervonta Davis and his epic fight with Hugo Ruiz. With a 21-0 fight record at the time, Davis was up against the titan that is Hugo Ruiz and his 39-5 astounding record. The fight between Gervonta Davis and Hugo Ruiz was another showcase of Davis's power and explosiveness in the ring. The battle took place in February 2019, and it was speculated to be a tough test for Davis. Ruiz was a world champion, which meant that Davis would have to give it his all to take the win. Throughout the fight, the tension was insane. However, Davis made quick work of Ruiz, landing a brutal body shot that sent Ruiz crashing to the canvas in the very first round. It was a stunning and decisive victory, and it showed that Davis was a force to be reckoned with in the boxing world. The knockout was so quick and explosive that it left the crowd at the venue in disbelief. Davis's speed and power had once again been on full display, and he cemented his status as one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. The fight was a testament to Davis's skill and versatility in the ring, and it was a clear indication that he was a top fighter who was capable of taking on all opponents. Whether he was facing a seasoned veteran or a rising star, Davis had the power and the sheer strength to get the job done and put on a show for the fans. Coming up, Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis showdown. In this highly anticipated matchup between two of the best players in the game, fans were on the edge of their seats in Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. It took place in October 2020 and was a battle between the WBA Super Featherweight Champion Davis and former multiweight world champion Santa Cruz. From the opening bell, the fight was fast-paced and action-packed, with both fighters throwing heavy shots and showing their skill in the ring. Santa Cruz was determined to show that he was still one of the top fighters in the sport, but Davis was equally determined to prove that he was the best in the division. Throughout the fight, Davis used his speed, power, and explosiveness to keep Santa Cruz on the defensive, and he was able to land heavy shots that had Santa Cruz reeling. In the sixth round, Davis landed a massive combination that sent Santa Cruz crashing to the canvas, and the referee was forced to stop the fight. It was a dominant performance by Davis, who had once again shown the world his power and explosiveness in the ring. The victory marked the first time that Davis had fought in the main event on pay-per-view, and he delivered a performance that cemented his status as one of the top fighters in the sport. This fight is what showed the world that Davis is a fighter like no other. Now, the battle against British champion Liam Walsh. The stage was all set between the American fighter Gervonta Davis and British champion Liam Walsh, a fight that would prove itself to be like no other. Walsh was a tough and experienced fighter, known for his technical prowess and solid defense. He'd been in the game for a while and knew how to put up a fight worth watching. Davis was undaunted, his confidence and swagger on full display as he entered the ring and began to warm up, even doing push-ups to show his readiness for the fight and eventually to win. From the opening bell, it was clear that this was going to be an intense and explosive fight. Walsh tried to keep the fight at a distance, using his reach and movement to keep Davis at bay. Davis was relentless, pressing the action and landing heavy shots that had Walsh on the defensive. In the third round, Davis landed a massive combination that sent Walsh crashing to the canvas, and the referee again was forced to stop the fight. It was a dominant performance by Davis, who had once again shown the world his power and explosiveness in the ring. Finally, Ricardo Nunez and Gervonta Davis. It's always been fun to watch two close competitors in the ring. The tension, the edge, and the drama. That's what boxing fans live for. The fight between Ricardo Nunez and Davis gave us just that. The champion made a spectacular return to his home city and took the crown away from the seasoned fighter in an epic showdown. Ricardo Nunez was the perfect opponent to Davis with a record of 21-2 and 22-0. The two were neck and neck. One missed punch or one late kick, and it was anyone's game. The fight between Gervonta Davis and Ricardo Nunez took place in July 2019 and was Davis's first fight as a main event on pay-per-view. Nunez was a dangerous and experienced fighter, but Davis was not one to shy away from a challenge. From the opening bell, the fight was fast-paced and action-packed, with both fighters throwing heavy shots and showing their skill in the ring. Nunez was game, but Davis was too much for him, using his speed, power, and explosiveness to keep Nunez on the defensive. In the second round, Davis landed a devastating combination that sent Nunez crashing to the canvas, and the referee, you guessed it, was forced to stop the fight. It was a dominant performance by Davis, who had once again shown the world his power and explosiveness in the ring. The crowd at the venue erupted in cheers as Davis celebrated his victory, and the fight was a testament to his skills and determination as a fighter. The victory marked a milestone in Davis's career, and it helped to establish him as one of the top fighters in the sport. We are pumped to see more of the champion in the ring and are curious to see if the undefeated champion will ever meet his match. In all the fights throughout his career, one thing is clear: his skill, strategy, and sheer strength are nothing like we've ever seen. His spectacular performances in the ring are what earned him his title of Gervonta "Tank" Davis. If you like this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up and tell us what you thought in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to subscribe and punch the bell icon to remain notified.